We're diving into the fascinating story behind the 1965 no-mint mark quarter dollar, a coin that might just be hiding incredible value. This coin has a history filled with changes, some unique errors, and even versions valued at jaw-dropping prices. In 1965, something major happened in U.S. coinage. Before that, quarters had a high silver content, 90% pure silver, in fact. But due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint made a big switch, removing silver from quarters completely. Starting in 1965, the quarters were made from a copper-nickel alloy with no silver content at all. This change wasn't just about cost. It marked the end of an era in American coinage. And it's why you won't find a mint mark on any quarters from 1965 through 1967, because they were all minted this way at various mints without distinguishing marks. But here's where it gets interesting. While most 1965 quarters are copper-nickel, a small number of quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver blanks from previous years. These rare 1965 silver quarters are a true collector's dream and can be worth tens of thousands, even millions, if they're in pristine condition. One of these silver error coins sold at auction for over $7,000, and certain high-quality examples are valued even higher. These quarters are rare because they were minted on silver blanks by mistake, a valuable oversight by the U.S. Mint. So, how can you tell if you have one of these valuable silver error quarters from 1965? First, check the edge. Most 1965 quarters have a copper band along the edge due to their copper-nickel makeup. But a silver error quarter will have a solid silver edge with no visible copper line. Next, you can weigh your quarter. A standard 1965 copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, while the silver error version should weigh closer to 6.25 grams. If you spot these differences, you might have struck silver. So, just how much are these silver error coins worth? Well, it depends on condition, rarity, and market demand. Even circulated versions have sold for several $1,000s, and high-grade examples in mint condition could be valued at a staggering amount. If you think you've found a silver 1965 quarter, getting it authenticated and graded by a professional service is the next best step. Grading services like PCGS and NGC can verify if you have an authentic silver error coin, which can make all the difference in its sale value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or new to the hobby, the 1965 no-mint mark quarter is an exciting piece of coin history. And who knows, your pocket change might just contain a hidden gem worth thousands or even millions. We're diving into the 2006 Washington quarter, a modern coin that's grabbing collectors' attention and might just be worth a lot more than face value. Could a 2006 quarter really be worth millions? Let's find out. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, initially created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the years, it's gone through design changes and introduced special state and national park series. But even with these design shifts, some quarters become iconic for their errors or rare qualities, making them incredibly valuable to collectors. In 2006, the U.S. Mint produced the Washington quarter with a Denver D mint mark as part of the state quarters program. That year, the coin featured the stunning South Dakota design, showcasing the state's Mount Rushmore and the Chinese ring-necked pheasant. This was one of the final states in the series, making these coins highly sought after by collectors who want the full set. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 2006 quarters are worth face value, but there are a few rare exceptions that make them valuable. Coins with unique mint errors, such as doubling, misstrikes, or an off-center design, can fetch a lot more. Another factor is grading. High-grade 2006 quarters in MS67 and above can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars at auction. Let's address the big question. Could a 2006 quarter actually be worth millions? The truth is, no common 2006 quarter has reached that value yet. However, rare error quarters and coins with incredibly high grades have seen remarkable auction prices. Some coins in pristine condition can surprise collectors with their value. So, while millions might be an exaggeration, these coins can still be a hidden treasure. To check if your 2006 quarter is valuable, look for a few key things. First, Inspect the coin for any unusual markings, such as doubling, odd textures, or misaligned edges. Next, consider having it professionally graded, especially if it looks pristine. A grading service like PCGS or NGC can give you a score, and higher scores mean higher value. So, there you have it. While not every 2060 quarter is worth a fortune, some rare ones can be surprisingly valuable. Remember, even the most ordinary coin can turn into a collector's dream if it has the right qualities. So, check your pocket change. And if you're a coin enthusiast, don't forget to subscribe for more exciting coin stories. We're diving into a coin that might just surprise you. The 1995 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. This little gem might look like just another quarter, but some unique aspects of this coin have collectors everywhere talking. Stick around to find out why this coin could be worth more than you think. First, let's take a quick look at the history of the 1995 P Washington quarter. This quarter was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. Hence the P Mint mark you'll see on the obverse, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. The 1995 quarter falls within the copper-nickel-clad series, which was used after the end of silver quarters in 1964. The Washington quarter itself was introduced way back in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, and it's been a staple in American currency ever since. In 1995, over 1 billion quarters were minted in Philadelphia alone. So what makes this one potentially worth so much? Well, what sets this coin apart are the rare varieties and errors that can be found on some 1995 P quarters. While millions of these coins were made, only a select few have what collectors call double dies, off-center strikes, or other fascinating errors. For example, some 1995 P quarters may have a noticeable doubling effect on Washington's profile or on the lettering around the coin's edge. Let's break these down a little bit. A double die error, for example, means the die that struck the coin shifted slightly between strikes, causing parts of the design, like Washington's profile or the text around the edge, to appear doubled. Even subtle errors like these can increase a coin's value tremendously. Coins with significant errors are graded by professionals, and depending on the grade and the rarity of the error, a 1995 P quarter with a major error could be worth anywhere from hundreds to even thousands of dollars. A high-grade double die error quarter, for example, could bring in a small fortune at auction. But wait, there's more to this coin's value. Some coins from this year in pristine condition, graded at MS65 and above, can be worth much more than face value even without errors. That's right, if you've got a well-preserved 1995 P quarter in your collection, it could be worth well over face value. So, how do you know if you've got one of these rare 1995 P quarters? First, examine it closely under a magnifying glass or take it to a professional. If you spot any unusual features, like doubling or an off-center strike, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. Getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC can help you understand its true value. Remember, rare finds can be anywhere: coin rolls, your pocket change, even tucked away in a drawer. So, keep an eye out for those 1995 P quarters, and who knows, you might just strike it rich with a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or even more. We're diving into a fascinating coin that might just be hiding in your pocket change. The 2000D Washington quarter. Now, you may be wondering, could this coin be worth more than just 25 cents? What makes it so special? And could it possibly be worth millions? The year 2000 marked the 4th year in the U.S. Mint's incredibly popular 50-state quarters program, a series that released quarters with unique designs for each of the 50 states. Our coin of interest today, the 2000D Washington quarter, was minted in Denver and features the design of Virginia, the 10th state to join the Union. On the reverse, you'll see the 3 ships that carried English settlers to Jamestown, highlighting Virginia's significant role in American history. But what about the D Mint mark? This D indicates the coin was minted in Denver, and millions of quarters were produced there that year. So, what sets this coin apart, making it a potential treasure? First, let's talk about what makes a 2000D Virginia quarter worth more than face value. Quarters like these may feature unique minting errors, like double dies, off-centering, or other anomalies. Collectors highly prize such imperfections, and they can increase the coin's value dramatically. A double die error, where parts of the design appear duplicated, can fetch hundreds, even thousands, depending on the condition and the degree of doubling. Even small imperfections on a coin, as common as a 2000D quarter, can make it valuable to the right collector. If you're hoping to strike gold with one of these quarters, you'll want to examine the coin under good lighting or even a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering, especially United States of America and Liberty, for signs of doubling. Another hotspot is the date and mint mark area, where rare errors can sometimes be found. Now, how does a 2000D Washington quarter reach such astronomical values? In top auctions, high-grade or extremely rare error coins have been known to sell for thousands, even millions. For instance, a high-grade specimen in pristine, uncirculated condition or with a significant error could catch the eye of elite collectors willing to pay a premium. In fact, collectors at auctions have seen Washington quarters, especially from the 50-state quarter program, fetch jaw-dropping prices due to rarity and demand. Could your 2000D Virginia quarter be one of them? It's possible, though rare. So get it appraised if you think you've found a special one. To maximize the value of your coin, handle it carefully. Avoid touching the surfaces directly. Use gloves or hold it by the edges. Store it in a protective case to preserve its condition. And if you're ready to sell, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to determine its exact quality and worth. These services will give your coin a certified grade, which can significantly boost its auction price if it's in excellent condition or has a rare error. Coin dealers and auction platforms are great places to start, but be sure to do your research to get the best value. So, there you have it, the story and potential value behind the 2000D Washington quarter. It may be just a quarter in most cases, but with the right error or grade, it could be worth a small fortune. Don't forget to check your spare change and let us know in the comments if you've come across any valuable finds. If you enjoyed today's video and want to learn more about valuable coins, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin treasures coming your way. We're diving into an intriguing piece of American history, the 1989 P. Washington $quarter coin. But this isn't just any ordinary quarter. Some collectors have valued specific versions of this coin for thousands, and even millions of dollars. Let's break down what makes it special, why collectors go crazy for it, and how you could possibly have a fortune sitting in your coin jar. The Washington quarter has a rich history that started in 1932. By 1989, the quarter had become an essential piece of American currency, used by millions daily. The 1989 quarter, minted in Philadelphia, bears the familiar P mint mark under Washington's portrait. But here's the twist. Most quarters from this year are pretty common. So, what makes some versions of this coin worth potentially life-changing amounts? First, let's talk about rarity and error coins. In coin collecting, errors or misprints make certain coins highly desirable. The 1989 P quarter can feature some rare errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and unique die polishing marks. When these rare features are combined with the coin's condition, like being graded as mint state or even better, they can send the value soaring. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for, the million-dollar mystery. Some unique 1989 P quarters have fetched astronomical prices in auction rooms. Why? When a coin is a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical significance, collectors go wild. For the 1989 P quarter, this means finding one with rare errors in untouched mint condition, and ideally one that's been graded by a reputable organization like PCGS or NGC at a high level. In fact, there's a well-documented history of collectors paying record-breaking prices for Washington quarters with specific flaws or near-perfect condition. If you're holding a 1989 P quarter that meets these high standards, it could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even more if the market's right. So, how do you know if your 1989 P quarter is a potential gold mine? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect it for any doubling or unusual features. Look for off-center details, die polish lines, or any other imperfections that might make it unique. Then, if you think you have something special, consider getting it professionally graded. Grading gives it a certified value and often increases its price in the collector's market. If you have a 1989 P quarter with an error, high-grade condition, or an unusual feature, you might just have a collector's treasure in your pocket. Who knows? Maybe you'll uncover a rare find worth millions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more exciting coin discoveries. Share this video with friends who might have some hidden treasures in their change. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in recent U.S. history, the 1999 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. Could this coin, which you might have in your pocket, be worth millions? Stick around to find out. The year 1999 was a groundbreaking one for U.S. coinage. It marked the launch of the U.S. State Quarters Program, an initiative to honor each of the 50 states with unique quarter designs. The program started with 5 states that year, and it was met with huge popularity. But did you know that the Denver Mint played a crucial role? It was here that millions of these quarters were produced, including a special batch of the 1999 D Mint Mark quarter. The D stands for Denver, where these coins were minted. The 1999 D quarter is unique because it represents the very first year of the State Quarters Program, making it a pivotal piece of numismatic history. It carries a classic Washington profile on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and a detailed reverse showcasing one of the initial 5 states, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, or Connecticut. Collectors love these coins because they combine historical significance with artistic appeal. And what's more, certain versions of this quarter are said to be worth an impressive sum. Now, why is the 1999 D quarter potentially worth so much? There are 3 main reasons: high-grade condition, rare error varieties, and growing demand among collectors. Coins graded as MS68 or higher by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are incredibly rare and sought after. High-grade 1999 D quarters in this condition have been known to fetch tens of thousands at auction. Imagine if you had one in mint state, free of wear and tear, the value could skyrocket. Then there are error coins. Some of these quarters exhibit minting errors like double die obverse or misstrikes, which can make them incredibly rare and highly valuable to collectors. Error coins from the first year of the State Quarters Program hold a special place in the market. How can you tell if your 1999 D quarter might be worth big money? First, examine the coin's overall condition. Look for sharp details, minimal scratches, and a bright, uncirculated appearance. Next, check for errors or anomalies. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on the text or profile. If you spot anything unusual, it might be worth getting the coin professionally graded. Asterisk coins that have been graded by services like PCGS or NGC often fetch much higher prices than ungraded coins, so a professional evaluation could significantly increase its value. The market for these coins is robust. Many collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the rarest and highest grade examples, especially as these quarters become more challenging to find in mint condition. Asterisk, in fact, top-quality 1999 D quarters have fetched thousands at auction. And with interest in the State Quarters Program still strong, these values are only expected to grow over time. Asterisk, so, could that 1999 D quarter in your collection be a hidden gem? Check your quarters and see if you have any of these rare and valuable features. If you do, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. We have an incredible story for you. The 1991 P Mint Mark $quarter coin. A coin that's capturing the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. Could this coin really be worth millions? Let's find out. The 1991 P Washington quarter, minted in Philadelphia, might seem like a typical quarter at first glance. This coin is part of the Washington Quarter series that began in 1932, designed to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The P Mint mark on this coin signifies it was minted in Philadelphia, one of the main mints in the country. These quarters are made of copper and nickel, rather than the silver composition that older quarters were known for. But don't let that fool you. Certain versions of this coin have gained incredible value. So, what makes a 1991 P Washington quarter worth millions? The answer lies in rarity and condition. as well as errors and variations. Most quarters in circulation today are only worth their face value. But some of these 1991 P quarters contain rare errors or unique features that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Error coins can include things like doubling errors, where parts of the coin's design appear doubled, or off-center strikes. There are also planchet errors, where the coin's blank is flawed before it's struck. Each of these variations can contribute to a 1991 P quarter being worth significantly more than 25 cents. Now, if you have a 1991 P quarter and want to know if it's one of the rare ones, here's what to look for. Start by examining the coin closely under good lighting or a magnifying glass. First, check for any doubling on the date, United States of America, or the Liberty inscription. Doubling often appears around these parts of the coin and can drastically increase its value. Also, look for any off-center strikes, which will make the design appear shifted. And of course, if you spot anything unusual, consider having the coin authenticated by a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Coins with high grades and rare errors are the ones that have the potential to reach those million-dollar values. Let's talk about the real numbers. Recently, high-grade versions of the 1991 P quarter with rare errors have fetched impressive prices at auctions. Collectors worldwide are willing to pay thousands, even up to $1 million, for pristine error coins or coins in mint state. While not every 1991 P quarter will reach that million-dollar mark, there are examples that have broken records, especially those with unique errors that appeal to serious collectors. So there you have it. The 1991 P Mint Mark quarter dollar may look ordinary but has the potential to be worth millions if it holds the right features. If you're interested in collecting or have a 1991 P quarter lying around, check it out carefully. Who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune. We're diving into the story behind the 1994 D Mint Mark Washington quarter. Could this everyday coin from the 90s be hiding rare variations that collectors are willing to pay huge sums for? Let's find out. The Washington quarter, featuring George Washington's profile, has been a staple in American coinage since 1932. But today, we're zooming into a specific year, 1994, when the Denver Mint produced millions of quarters marked with a D. Despite the massive production, certain unique characteristics make some of these coins especially valuable to collectors. The 1994 D Washington quarter was produced in the Denver Mint, as you can tell by the D Mint mark located on the front of the coin, right next to Washington's neck. In total, over 880 million of these coins were minted, making it one of the more common quarters from the decade. So what makes certain 1994 D quarters worth so much more than face value? As collectors know, value in the coin world often comes from unique errors and minting quirks that make a coin stand out. For the 1994 D quarter, keep an eye out for rare errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and unusual die cracks. These errors make coins incredibly unique and drive up their value, with some fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about those eye-popping values. For a 1994 D quarter to reach a worth in the high thousands or even millions, it would need to be in near-perfect mint state condition with a grade of MS67 or higher. These grades indicate the coin has minimal to no flaws, preserving all the original details. Coins of this caliber are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar to get them. Wondering if you have one of these valuable quarters? Here's what to do. First, examine the coin under a magnifying glass, checking for any double strikes, minting errors, or other oddities. Then, consider getting the coin professionally graded, especially if it appears to be in pristine condition. Some high-quality 1994 D quarters with rare errors or exceptional grades have sold for thousands of dollars at auction. And while it's rare for these to sell in the millions, exceptional cases, especially with unique mint errors, have pushed into that territory. Auctions are competitive, and a high-quality coin can ignite bidding wars. So, could you be holding onto a fortune without even realizing it? Check your 1994 D quarters and let us know if you found any gems. Don't forget to subscribe for more coin collecting tips and stories about rare coins worth millions. We're diving into the fascinating story of the 1979 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Believe it or not, Some quarters from this year have sold for incredible prices, sometimes in the millions. Curious about what makes this 1979 D quarter so valuable? Let's get started. First, let's talk about the basics. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. It's one of the most iconic American coins and is still in circulation today. But not all Washington quarters are created equal. Some rare editions, like the 1979 D, have become highly collectible. In 1979, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters with a D mint mark, signifying they were minted in Denver, Colorado. While it seems like a standard issue, certain features and conditions of this coin make it a hot item for collectors. So, what should you look for in a 1979 D quarter that could make it worth big money? Here are the key factors that can skyrocket its value. First, condition is everything. A 1979 D quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition is much rarer than a worn, circulated one. Coins graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are considered in top-tier condition. Only a handful of 1979 D quarters have reached this high grade, which adds massive value. Next, look for striking errors. Errors on coins can make them unique, and in the world of coin collecting, unique often means valuable. Some 1979 D quarters have minor to major errors, like double dies or off-center strikes, that make them worth a small fortune. Believe it or not, some collectors have paid enormous sums for 1979 D quarters, especially those with flawless grading or unique errors. In certain cases, these coins have even crossed the $1 million mark at auction. Why? Because collectors value rarity and perfection, and they're willing to pay big to add these to their collections. So, if you think you have a 1979 D quarter, take a close look. The right coin, especially one in mint state, could be a life-changing find. It's always best to get it professionally graded to understand its true value. We're diving deep into a remarkable piece of modern American currency that has sparked interest across the collecting community. The 2001 P quarter dollar. This coin may look like an ordinary quarter, but its fascinating history and unique qualities have made it one to watch. Some of these 2001 quarters are even selling for thousands, and in rare cases, millions of dollars. Let's start with a bit of history. In 2001, the U.S. Mint continued its incredibly popular 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999 and ran until 2008. Each year, 5 unique state designs were released, celebrating the history and symbols of the United States, state by state. The Philadelphia Mint, or the P Mint mark, struck millions of these quarters, featuring designs like New York, North Carolina, and Rhode Island that year. But as with all large minting operations, there are occasional errors that slip through, and that's where things get interesting with these quarters. Now, what makes a 2001 P quarter worth more than just 25 cents? It all comes down to minting errors and variations. Some quarters from 2001 have rare and desirable errors like double dies, die breaks, and off-center strikes. These mistakes happen when something goes wrong in the minting process, creating a coin that looks different from the standard design. Because these errors are so rare, collectors are willing to pay thousands, sometimes even millions, for the chance to own one. And here's what makes the 2001 P quarter particularly valuable. There were several unique errors discovered in this series. Among the most famous are the dramatic off-center strikes and unusual doubling effects on the state designs. So, how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot with a 2001 P quarter? First, examine the coin closely, preferably with a magnifying glass or loupe. Look for any signs of doubling on letters, unusual die breaks, or misalignment that might signal an error. Another valuable detail is the condition of the coin. Coins in higher grades, like mint state, are more sought after by collectors. If you suspect you have an error quarter, it's best to have it professionally graded by a company like PCGS or NGC. This grading will confirm any unique features and give you an official evaluation, which can significantly increase its value if you're looking to sell. And what could that payout look like? Well, depending on the rarity and condition of your 2001 P error quarter, it could fetch thousands, even millions of dollars at auction. Unique and rare examples from the 50-state quarters program have historically achieved high prices due to their desirability among both collectors and history buffs. A coin that combines a striking error with a high grade could be life-changing. So there you have it. The 2001 P quarter dollar might just be a hidden treasure in your pocket change. Remember, not all coins will be worth a fortune, but finding one of these rare error coins is like winning the lottery. So, next time you come across a 2001 quarter, take a closer look. You never know what history and hidden value you might be holding.